Welcome, everyone. While we are disappointed we are not gathered together in McGaw Chapel to celebrate our Alumni Award honorees and to gather for Alumni Weekend, we hope that this virtual gathering will be only the beginning of a year-long journey to June 10th through 13th, 2021. This morning, I plan to tell you a bit about our award recipients, and then we'll turn the program to President Bolton, who will provide an update on what has been happening on campus during these challenging and unprecedented times. It is now my honor to begin the presentation of awards. The Outstanding Young Alumni Award is presented to a graduate of the last 15 years who has provided stellar service to the College of Worcester as a volunteer. This year, we recognize Alex and Caitlin Jew, both from the class of 2010. Alex and Caitlin have been highly involved since graduating from Worcester. Currently residents of Washington, D.C., where Alex works for the local government in education policy and Caitlin is a preschool teacher in an inclusion setting for children with hearing loss, their passion for Worcester has carried over into a variety of waves of volunteering. They give to the Worcester Fund annually and are advocates and volunteers for the admissions office, serving as hosts and participants for National Interview Day, among other activities. Congratulations, Alex and Caitlin. Let's have a virtual round of applause for them both. The John D Mckee Outstanding Alumni Volunteer Award is named in honor of the college's first Director of Alumni Relations. This award honors his belief that Worcester alumni are the very best. They generously share their time and their talent on Worcester's behalf. Many alumni volunteer for the college in a number of ways. Alumni admissions advocates help recruit future alumni. Members of the Scots Career Network work with Apex to catapult students from the classroom to a life beyond the Oak Grove. Class leaders keep us connected to the college and to each other. John D. Mckee graduated in 1917. He was the first secretary of Worcester's Alumni Association, editor of the Alumni magazine, business manager of the college, and the director of Alumni Relations. As you can see, the longer you work for the college, the more hats you get to wear. His energy, enthusiasm, and dedication to the college are recognized in this award. Those of us who work with Worcester volunteers know that they are champions and advocates of the college. To single out one person for this award is truly a difficult task. This year, we honor two individuals who have given so much to Worcester: Tom Boardman, class of 1970, and Susan Boardman, class of 1971. About 50 years since becoming college sweethearts, they have made an undeniable impact on Worcester as volunteers, attending college fairs, interviewing prospective students, writing notes to admitted students, hosting multiple reunions on campus, participating in Scots in Service, and serving on the alumni board. They established 2 endowed scholarships for students who reflect Tom's Worcester experience, as he went on to obtain a Juris Doctorate from Washington University in St. Louis and a 36-year career as an attorney for the 3M Company, in which he became a vice president and leader of its Office of General Counsel. Congratulations, Tom and Susan. Let's have a virtual round of applause for them both. Now we honor 2 incredibly impressive alumni who we have selected as the recipients of the Distinguished Alumni Award. Brenda Major, class of 1972. Brenda, an internationally known expert with more than 40 years of work on the effects of stigma and discrimination on identity and their implications for health and well-being, serves as a distinguished professor in the Department of Psychological and Brain Sciences at the University of California, Santa Barbara. The self-described experimental social psychologist has been a UC Santa Barbara faculty member since 1995 and published more than 200 articles and book chapters, and edited 2 books, The Psychology of Legitimacy and the Oxford Handbook of Stigma, Discrimination, and Health. She has received many awards and grants, including a Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Award from the International Association of Self and Identity and a Scientific Impact Award from the Society for Experimental Social Psychology. Larry Jones, class of 1975. Larry is in line to be elected for a 3rd term as a judge of the 8th District Court of Appeals for the state of Ohio. He first assumed the office in 2008 after serving 21 years on the Cleveland Municipal Court, which included being designated by his colleagues to serve as the presiding and administrative judge for 14 years. In 1997, Jones helped establish the Greater Cleveland Drug Court, a collaborative program of city and county agencies designed to hold drug offenders accountable and to provide treatment resources to break the cycle of drug abuse and drug-related crime and reduce recidivism, and he presided over it for 11 years. Congratulations, Brenda and Larry. Let's have a virtual round of applause for them both. Established by the Alumni Association in 2011, the Sarah L. Patton Stewardship Award honors Sarah Sally Patton, class of 1967 and former Vice President for Development, and an ardent champion of Worcester. This award recognizes a graduate who has established an outstanding and sustained record of giving to Worcester while encouraging others to give as well. The award honors Sally's ability to articulate the college's vision with a tenacity that increased the college's donor base and their commitment to philanthropy toward the college. This year, we honored Jim Wilson, class of 1963. Wilson, a longtime member of the college's Board of Trustees, will be recognized with the Sarah L. Patton Stewardship Award given to one who has established an outstanding and sustained record of giving to Worcester while encouraging others to give as well. An economics major, Wilson went on to earn a master's degree at Harvard University, and during his career he held several senior-level positions in finance, international operations, and management at several multinational corporations. In 1993, he was appointed chairman and CEO of Cordant Technologies, a global manufacturer of jet aircraft engine components, and stayed in that role until the merger of Cordant and Alcoa Incorporated. Jim Wilson and his wife Linda have been generous donors of the college, and their philanthropy has spanned numerous campaigns, capital projects, and annual fund years. In addition to being a loyal member of the Worcester Fund's Leadership Circle, Jim's major gifts to Worcester have included an endowed professorship and an endowed fund in business economics, major gifts to the renovation of Cal Call and the construction of the Scott Center, and support of the R. Stanton Hills President's Discretionary Endowment Fund. In addition, Jim established an additional endowment to support the ongoing upkeep of the Scott Center's well-loved and equally well-used Wilson Governance Room, and created the Wilson Apex Fellowship Endowment to provide experiential learning opportunities for Worcester students. The College of Worcester is deeply indebted to Jim for his tireless and dedicated leadership and service as an alumnus and as a member and past chair of the college's Board of Trustees, and for his and Linda's generous and loyal philanthropic commitment to Worcester and its students, faculty, facilities, and programs. Congratulations and thank you, Jim and Linda. Let's have a virtual round of applause for them both. Next June, you will hear much more about these phenomenal individuals, but today we celebrate all of them and their gracious support for the College of Worcester community. At this time, I will turn the program to President Bolton, who will provide an update on campus.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Christine. We really appreciate your leadership of the Alumni Board. And thanks to all of you for joining us this weekend, even though it has to be remotely, so that we can reweave the strong and tartan fabric that is this remarkable community of Scots. It's such an honor to welcome you this morning to celebrate your commitment to the college and to our students and the impact that our alumni have on Worcester. And it's wonderful to have this chance to highlight the truly phenomenal lives of each of our honorees. Congratulations to each of you for your respective awards. I thank you for everything that you've done for Worcester and all that you'll continue to do. And I really look forward to our being able to celebrate together next June. I'm particularly grateful for the generosity that so many of you here have shown leading up to your respective reunions this weekend. Your support is awe-inspiring, and the impact will benefit students this year and for years to come. In particular, I want to thank the class of 1970, whose giving for their 50th reunion currently stands at $6,900,000. $990,525 over the course of the lifetime of this class to date. Thank you so much for your tremendous leadership and generosity. I'm also very grateful that so many of you have made the Worcester Fund a focus of your support. I'm so pleased to announce that overall reunion giving to the Worcester Fund this year totals over $470,000 from 644 donors. Many alumni stretch their giving in reunion years, and we are so grateful for the wonderful generosity of each class. Just as a reminder, you still can give this fiscal year up through June 30th, and we welcome you to do so. The Worcester Fund is a critical component in helping us provide support every year for our students, staff, and faculty. This year, with your gifts, we hope to reach $3.5 million in Worcester Fund support. That $3.5 million from the Worcester Fund would support 100 students, each with an average financial aid package of $35,000. Or it could support salaries, benefits, and professional opportunities for 35 new assistant professors. Worcester Fund support also helps students to have life-changing career development, experiential learning, athletic, and research experiences. Really, the Worcester Fund touches every aspect of what we do every day. So often, it's the Worcester Fund that makes it possible for us to say yes to a crucial new idea which will profoundly affect students' lives here at the college. Now I'd like to take a few minutes to give you an update on what's happening here on our campus. We are gathered remotely today in a time of tremendous difficulty, loss, and trauma in our country and around the world. A global pandemic has taken the lives of hundreds of thousands of people and created economic devastation for millions. And the long history of racism in the United States continues to be enacted in discrimination as well as in horrifying, deadly violence against Black people and others from marginalized communities. Change is urgent, and we all must find ways to act now to create a future that is just. The charge of our college to prepare young people to be leaders of character and influence in a globally interconnected society, to prepare them to be leaders who hold insight about our current circumstances and who hold the hope and the skills and the commitment to move us forward, have never been more important. Worcester is an extraordinary college. It's built on a history of bold academic innovation and inclusive excellence, and we have made a powerful promise to students for 150 years. That promise of a transformative education that is both broad and deep, in which every student grows in understanding and creates new knowledge, that promise changes lives. And it prepares Worcester graduates to make an outside impact in the world through the work that they do, the lives that they live, and the people that they are. Worcester has many distinctive strengths. The first, of course, is our extraordinary student body, which comes from 45 states and 62 countries, with more than 25% U.S. students of color. This year, we had students from 135 countries apply to be in our first-year class. We became the most international college in Ohio, and we joined the top 20 nationally. Learning in that global village presents an extraordinary opportunity for our students to prepare as leaders. And Worcester continues to be nationally visible and distinctive for the strength of our extraordinary educational program, and especially for our long-standing excellence in mentored undergraduate research through our powerful independent study program. As the importance of undergraduate research is becoming clearer, it's continuing to get increasing national attention. For example, U.S. News did a study of top schools in undergraduate research this year and lists the schools in this order. First, MIT, then Princeton, then Caltech, and Elon and Worcester. And then after Worcester, behind us on that list, sits Stanford, the University of Michigan, and many other institutions. Our mission is preparing students for lives of purpose and impact, and we're seeing terrific outcomes for them. 97% are accepted into their first choice graduate school. 94% are employed at 6 months after graduation, 77% of those in their field of choice. 4 students in the class of 2019 won Fulbright fellowships after graduation to Russia, Germany, Canada, and Spain. So there's a lot that's going well on Worcester's campus, and we could just say, well, let's keep doing what we're doing. But I don't think that's the right way for us to go. We're in the midst of rapid change and tremendous disruption. So we have to prepare these wonderful students to address the most pressing problems of the decades that lie ahead. We need to do that in ways that are consonant with our mission and our values. We need to hold on to what is most important about our college while facing the future with open eyes. Worcester's promise is timeless and powerful, but the world our students will enter is changing extraordinarily fast in ways that profoundly affect how we learn and think and work and connect. Rapid technological, societal, and demographic shifts are changing both the demand for higher education and the needs of our students as they prepare for their futures. To meet our mission for the future, to prepare students to make an outstanding impact in their communities and to address the most important challenges of the coming decade, we need to evolve. The challenges of the future will certainly demand the learning that comes through broad exploration of the liberal arts and the deep focus on creating new knowledge of independent study. But preparing students for lives of purpose in the decades ahead are going to depend on doing more. More to connect people so that students can make the most of learning and living together. More to connect ideas so that students can bring together modes of analysis and make a difference on the most important issues for the future. And more to connect study in the classroom to action and work in the world. Let's start by thinking about the ways we build more connections among people. When we asked Worcester alumni from every field of endeavor, doctors, teachers, business leaders, pastors, scientists, artists, and more, what students needed most to learn from college, they didn't name a particular major or a particular technical skill. Across fields of work, our alumni overwhelmingly gave 2 answers to the things that students most need: collaboration and communication. The problems that our students will be called upon to solve cannot be addressed by a single individual with one lone, deep expertise. Innovation on the most important problems of their time will require collaboration in teams, and in particular, collaboration in teams of individuals with diverse experiences and opinions and perspectives. Worcester is exceptionally well poised for success in this area because of the strong diversity and exceptional internationality of our community. We bring these amazing students together on a physical campus because the learning that they do by making meaning together in classrooms, dining halls, concert spaces, playing fields, and residences is crucial to their growth as people and to the impact they'll make in the world. To sustain this crucial part of the Worcester experience, we need first to build and support a student body that is diverse in every way. With your help, we are reaching out to ever more students across the country and around the world, as well as right here in Ohio, to tell them about Worcester and to invite them to join us here. And we must make Worcester continue to be possible, continue to be accessible for all of our students, regardless of family resources, by building our funds for scholarships and financial aid. We are proud to support a student body that is almost 25% low-income students, where 20% are the first in their family to go to college. This year, we were excited to create a tuition-free guarantee for low-income students in Ohio. And we provide all the financial aid that we can to students from every corner of the world. But still, there are students who would be terrific here for whom we can't yet provide enough aid to make it possible. We will keep working together to close that gap. Of course, creating a diverse community is important, but it's only a beginning. We also need to make sure that our campus is truly welcoming, equitable, and inclusive for every student, so that every student knows that they belong. Every student feels free to be themselves, and every student thrives. This inclusive excellence requires committed and consistent action, building diversity, assessing honestly where we are and are not achieving equity, making change to reduce the prevalence and impact of bias and discrimination, and holding ourselves accountable for progress. In 2017, we created a diversity, equity, and inclusion strategic plan based on 3 pillars: building the diversity of our community, educating everyone to strengthen understanding and reduce bias and discrimination of all kinds, and deepening the resources of support for thriving. That work is enabling us to build student skills for communicating effectively and respectfully across difference. Finally, we want to make sure that Worcester is a place where students connect in a tightly woven community, a community that brings them joy and insight and friendships that will carry them in college and long beyond it. Weaving that vibrant community from students whose lives are so different before college is crucial to our mission, and it takes intentionality and investment. We are so excited to see it grow through new programs and places that draw students together. For example, we've reshaped residential life to ensure that it becomes a strong first community for all students, including training our RAs to be builders of vibrant and supportive community as their most important job. We've renovated several of our dorms, Armington, Andrews, and Stevenson, to create better spaces for Worcester students to connect and gather. And now we're planning a renovation of Lowry Center, the heart of our campus, to make it an even better place for students to learn, lead, gather, play, eat, and connect, and also to bring together the supports that help students thrive in one place with lots of synergy and easy access. That's a little bit about connecting people. I want to talk now about connecting ideas, that is, about the academic excellence and innovation that has long been Worcester's hallmark. Worcester promises a broad education that prepares students for lives of purpose, and a deeply mentored education through which every student creates something new. This education prepares students for a lifelong learning and a wide range of opportunities. As we look to the future, we're going to build on that strength and ensure that students have the opportunity to build key skills and explore new ideas of study that will prepare them well for the decades ahead. Many of those most exciting new areas sit at the junction between historic fields. Our students are drawn to those areas. Biochemistry and neuroscience, for example, have more majors than biology, and global and international studies are booming. In the past 2 years, our faculty has been tremendously innovative. They have broadened our core curriculum so that students build capacities in global engagement and diversity. They have collaborated to create 5 new majors that weave together ideas across fields: education, environmental science and environmental studies, data science, and global media and digital studies. All of these new majors are up and running, and our students are very, very interested in them. And finally, let me say a few things about connections between education in the classroom and the impact that students make in the world. Our mission calls upon us to prepare leaders of character and influence in a global and interconnected society. So we seek to provide an education that is globally engaged and locally grounded, rich in opportunities for collaboration, civic engagement, professional exploration, and leadership. And students and families are asking themselves and asking us as a college, how do I know that this education, this big investment, will help me move towards my life and work after college? We need to provide students the breadth of liberal arts learning that makes them flexible, nimble professionals, including readiness for jobs that haven't even yet been invented, and readiness for a whole lifetime of purpose and impact. But we also need to find ways to help our students, every single one of our students, to have confidence that they will have a great launch directly after the college. One way that we can do that is to ensure that students can pursue both their intellectual passions and their professional aspirations here at Worcester, whether those might be identical or very different. So we're creating new pathways and applied opportunities that go beyond students' majors. For example, leadership and civic engagement, entrepreneurship, and public health. We're also building the experiential and applied components of Worcester's education into every part of every major. We're expanding the connections so that every student has an opportunity for internships, community experiences, or applied research, so that they can take their classroom learning and bring it out to action, and so that they're ready to make a difference as soon as they graduate and throughout their lives. Today, we are readying the campus for the class of 2024, and that class will begin meeting virtually at first and registering for their classes next week. Those students will become the next generation of this extraordinary family of Scots, and they will be able to live, learn, and grow here as scholars and as people, and to take that learning out into the world that is hungry for change because of you and all that you do for Worcester. So thank you. Thank you for all of your care for our college, for our students, and for their futures. Please take care, stay well, and go Scots.
At this time, I want to turn the program to our class officers who will host your class lunch. We know this isn't the same as an in-person lunch, but we hope that you enjoy the time to chat with each other. Your class lunch will take place from 12 to 1:30 p.m. We have not set a time limit on your class lunches. We also have a virtual campus tour scheduled this afternoon. Please check the link in the email to attend the tours. Be sure to have your walking shoes on. Lastly, the college has offered several new career development tools for you to take advantage of. Visit worcesteralumni.org/career to learn more. Thank you for joining us for this historic gathering. We are very much looking forward to seeing you in person next June. At this time, we will adjourn to virtual class lunches. Go Scots!